And I just had this wonderful, wonderful meditation session. I felt fantastic. I mean, very joyful in certain ways.
So what do you make of that?
Completely implode or explode or both, depending on how you look at it, is that I'd finally removed that armor, and it allowed a lot in and it allowed a lot out. And then it was just one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I mean, I literally felt like I was going insane. But unlike, say, a strong guided psychedelic experience, there is no piece of you, at least there was no piece of me that felt like there was an end to the ride. It wasn't as though I had some meta awareness of being in an experience that would end in 5 or 6 hours. I just thought that I was going to a place that I would not recover from.
That's terrifying.
It was horrifying. And I will, there were a few teachers, but in particular Jack Kornfield, who if they had not been there, I think there's a distinct possibility that you and I would not be talking. Book launch would have been canceled. None of this would have happened. I think I would have been in a really bad place. So when people have asked me, oh, do you recommend it? I'm like, not for everybody. No, I don't. And you really need someone, I think, because at least for me, I didn't know what I didn't know. Right? I didn't, even if you had asked me, like, have you had trauma that you think might come up? I'd be like, no, I'm fine. And in fact, they did ask that. There was a questionnaire, and I was like, no, I'm good. I didn't know what was under the surface because I had forgotten or repressed. I have no idea what the proper term would be. And I mean, thank God, for instance, Jack was there, who is very well known. I mean, he's one of 5 or 6 people I would say credited with bringing Buddhist meditative practices to the West. And what's unique about Jack is that he's not just an experienced meditation teacher. He is also a PhD in clinical psychology and has worked with veterans who've had limbs blown off and have PTSD. He's worked with adolescents who are cutters. He's worked with many different populations in the messy reality of like the real world and very real trauma, not just quoting scripture and telling you this is a fantastic opportunity to observe your mind. There's a point where that's helpful, and then there's a point where that does nothing.